I caught my sister and my fiance on the night before our wedding doing it. If you catch your partner the night before your wedding with your biological sibling, would you proceed with the marriage or would you cancel the marriage? My younger sister Goldie was a beautiful young lady. I love her dearly and I literally gave her anything that she wanted just to see her happy. Though our parents tried hard to take care of our needs, life wasn't really that smooth. So when I completed university and I started working, I started supporting my sister Goldie, who just started university. I would send her money from time to time just to make sure that her university life was a bit comfortable because I knew the money our parents were giving her wasn't enough. I supported this girl to the point of she even relying on me for even sanitary pad. I later met Michael and we started a relationship. Our relationship was moving on really beautifully until my boyfriend told me that he had a friend in the United States of America who liked to date a black girl in our country. And foolishly, I recommended my sister Goldie to this guy through my boyfriend. Later on, I realized that my boyfriend and my sister became so close that sometimes my boyfriend would tell me that my sister was so sweet. I didn't really pay attention to what he was telling me because I thought my sister was just joking on him and they were just talking about everyday issues and nothing serious. Then later, I learned that the guy had invited my sister to the United States for a holiday and I was sincerely happy for her because I felt through me she had found someone very special. But I later found out that the guy had cancelled the trip because he suspected my sister was cheating on him with an older man. My sister then came to me with tears in her eyes asking me to plead with the guy on her behalf, and yet again, the good sister that I have always wanted to be, I went ahead to play the elder sister role by begging the guy, and they came back together. And that was how my sister traveled to the United States to meet this guy for her holidays. At this point, my boyfriend and I started planning towards our marriage, but sadly, I realized that my boyfriend started acting so cold towards me. I later on found out that he had a serious misunderstanding with my sister and they were not in talking terms. My boyfriend later explained to me that he can't marry into a family where he was not talking to some members of my family. Whatever misunderstanding the two of them had, I do not know up to today. My boyfriend went ahead to cancel our marriage plans and subsequently ended the relationship because his friend felt he had introduced him to a bad girl, which happened to be my sister. So, long story short, my sister and the guy in the US relationship came to an end, and my sister went ahead to date this older man that she was being suspected of cheating on with this other guy in the US. I really do not know what happened to the relationship between this older man and my sister, but I realized that after some time, this relationship also ended. All this while, I was still single and my sister would call to encourage me, giving me words of encouragement that I shouldn't worry because my Mr. Right will come soon. I was always happy whenever she called to encourage me and I thought she loved me as much as I loved her. But I was totally wrong. Then I met Williams, who meant the world to me because he treated me so well. In fact, William was such a perfect gentleman who gave me virtually everything that I had always dreamt of. And just a year into our relationship, William asked me to marry him and I was completely overjoyed. We started our marriage preparations and everything was going on really well. Then foolishly, I asked my sister to be my maid of honor, and that was how she got close to Williams. There were many times that I would visit Williams, and while I was with him, my sister would call him and they would talk on the phone for hours. A few times, I complained about how close William was with my sister, but he gave me the assurance that it was just a mere conversation and I had nothing to worry about. And he even told me that I should stop being paranoid. So in order not to seem like a nagging girlfriend, I decided not to worry about how close my sister was with Williams. So 2 days before her wedding, Williams came to visit me just to make sure that everything was under control from my end. We prayed together and he went back to his place. There is a family tradition which says that the bride and the groom cannot see each other 24 hours before the marriage ceremony, as this will bring good luck to the marriage. This myth had been practiced for many years in my family. But just when I was getting ready to go to bed, I realized that I had mistakenly left my wedding shoes in William's house because I asked the delivery guy to send the shoes to his house. Unfortunately, when I went to his house to pick my items, I forgot to pick the shoes, so I started by calling him from 7 p.m. till about 9 p.m., but he didn't pick the call. And because of our family superstition of the bride not seeing the groom within 24 hours before the wedding, I was reluctant to drive to William's house even though it was just an hour away from my house. But when William did not return my call by 11 p.m. in the evening, which was quite unusual of him, I became quite worried. I then told my makeup artist, who was spending the night with me, so that she can do the makeup with me comfortably in the morning, and she decided to escort me to William's house. When I got to William's house, his car was parked in the compound, which showed that he was in. So I tiptoed into his room, not because I suspected him of anything, but because I just wanted to surprise him since he wasn't expecting me at that time of the night in his house. The makeup artist sat at the porch while I tiptoed slowly just to give him a big surprise, but rather I got surprised by what I saw. I saw my biological sister on top of my fiancé, pounding him heavily as the two of them mourn and groan like they have been starved of lovemaking for years. I was too shocked to shout or scream, so I stood there for about 10 seconds and then I gathered the courage to film the process for about 30 seconds and I left without even picking the shoes. The following day, he sent a dispatched rider to bring the shoes and we had the wedding ceremony with my sister being my maid of honor for the ceremony. Everything went on smoothly as planned and we started living our lives. I decided not to ask both my sister and my husband about what transpired a night before our wedding, but strangely, I realized that there had been some friction between my sister and my husband for a few months after our marriage. I realized that they were not talking to each other as often as they used to, but I decided not to ask my husband because I realized he would lie to me anyway about the truth, so I decided to keep my cool. 2 years after my marriage with Williams, my sister met John and they started dating. A few months into their dating, John asked my sister to marry him and she was extremely happy. I have never seen my sister that happy after John had proposed. She would call me from time to time telling me how much of a gentleman John was and how much John was caring and how John would buy her expensive gifts here and there and take her on vacation. From all indication, I realized that my sister was actually very happy. So the day of the wedding came and she looked absolutely gorgeous in a wedding dress and was very happy. After the main ceremony, they followed it with the reception ceremony. My sister's friends and well-wishers took turns to praise my sister and said wonderful things about her. Some of them even gave them marital advice and you should see how happy my sister was smiling from ear to ear about the wonderful messages that were pouring in from one person to another. Her husband's friends and family also did same. Then, when they were all done, the MC called me to also say some few words about my beloved sister, who was obviously looking so happy on a big day. But I told the MC that I had something very special for my sister and her husband. There was a giant screen that was mounted for anyone who had some memorable videos to play to celebrate the new couple. So I decided to make use of this giant screen. Then I gave my tape to the person in charge of the giant screen, and there it was. The video of my sister and my husband having mad fun on the night before our wedding. The place went completely quiet as the 30 seconds video played on the huge screen. Everybody was shocked and there was disappointment written on the faces of almost everybody at the event. My husband, who happened to be at the wedding, immediately fled. As for my sister, her eyes were full of tears. Her husband was too shocked to even say anything. As for me, because I knew what my plans were, I immediately left for the UK right after leaving the wedding reception. I later sent my husband the divorce papers and he quickly signed them. As for my sister, her husband immediately ended the marriage. She didn't even get the opportunity to even enjoy her marriage for even one day. It has been 10 years now. I remarried and have 3 beautiful children with my British husband. My sister is still struggling to have a stable relationship, as people will always find a way to tell her new suitors about her affairs with my ex-husband. I really loved this girl so much and I gave her virtually everything that she wanted. So how and why did she choose to betray me in such a very horrible way? Did I go too far by playing her video to teach her a lesson at her own wedding? Did I go too far? Did I do too much? Well, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this story with your friends and loved ones. Thank you very much for watching and thank you so much for supporting this channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.